What is going on? My name is Redbeard or Red, and today we are doing an Infinity Kingdom beginner's guide, a complete guide to give you a really good head start in this game. Let's get into it. As a beginner, you want to make sure that you are optimizing for your building. This is going to be a major part of your power, right? Your troops rely on better barracks, and pretty much every building relies on a better, higher level castle. So we are going to use the approach called the minimum maximum approach. What does this mean? You're always upgrading your longest time frame building and your shortest time frame building with the two builders that you have. Now you always want both of those builders running as much as you can, and you can spend those gems and make sure you always have those 90 gems to spend on that extra builder. Now, if you want to go and pay for something, if anything on this game, if you want to pay for something, I'd highly recommend paying for that extra builder because that actually gives you access to 3 builders. But most of the stuff that I'm going to go over is free to play, and I personally am only going to be growing this account as a free to play account. Something else I want to go over that's very unique to this game is the teleportation mechanics. Now, you have your regular teleportation like many other games like this, where you will have a scroll or some kind of ticket that allows you to teleport. Now, it's going to change a little bit in this game where you can actually teleport by relocation. And this is pretty much you packing up everything and manually relocating is how I would call it, to another area. Now, this does take a lot of time, but is it effective for this game? Absolutely. For example, we'll pop in here and we'll go to the map and we will click on runes here. And it'll show you that in some of these areas, you have these runes. And some of the puzzles I've already completed, so relocating to a place that I haven't completed these runes will obviously help me find those runes faster, and you can go ahead and manually look for those runes as well. You just run around the map until you see exclamation points. So I'll go until I find one here. It's usually pretty easy to find. Yeah, there's one, right? So just go around and you can manually find these exploration sites or these runes, and that ultimately gets you further into this game and get you, those extra gems to spend. So the next thing I want to go over is your Lord talent allocation. So another very important factor to this game is the Lord talent area. We're going to go ahead and pop in there really quick by clicking on your profile and then clicking into talent there. And in here you will see there's 3 different talent pages. Now right now I'm mainly focused on development, so I've created one of these talent pages and activated it to focus mainly on that. Now let's say you're getting into sieges, you're getting into PvP and going after that side of things. That's going to be a great time to actually have a military-oriented area as well. So activating that before you're getting into those sieges can definitely give you that extra boost and give you that extra little skill that you need to not die and not lose as many troops and so on and so forth. Something that's really important to understand is the resource management in this game. Early on, you're not going to have many issues with your resources. So this is when I suggest that you have all of your units going and constructing, especially in an alliance. And I'm going to go a little over the advantages of being in an alliance later on here. But if you have a town, typically your alliance's hive or your alliance's main area is going to be around one of these cities, right? Now you go ahead and click on construct here, view units, and you can see right here that this is another great way outside of donating to your alliance to gain those alliance tokens. Now these alliance tokens can go and be used much more effectively than resources can early on. So this is where I suggest this, and frankly, it is also much better to do when you have those longer periods of time you're going to be off the game. So you can actually take advantage of things like We'll pop over there into Alliance. You can take advantage of the shop here, which is going to give you things like fragments, speed ups, and you even have food boost there. So this can benefit your resources as well. Contract builder. Instead of spending gems, you can use your coins here, and many other different things as the city is leveled up. Something that is also important, and this kind of leads us into the next topic of what your unit should be doing, is gnome farming for equipment. Now, there's a bunch of different types of gnomes. We have everything from your boss gnomes to just your regular gnomes. Trent, Bakan, and Roke give you all different kinds of rewards. Trent drops helmets and weapons, Bakan drops armor and weapons, and the Roke, I don't know. Roquay. It's definitely not Roquay. Drops accessories and weapons. Now there's a bunch of different farming strategies to this. Early on, I don't think it's going to be too much of a big deal for you. You can target specific gnomes based on the equipment you need. This focused approach ensures efficient gear collection. So here you can see that at every single level, gnomes are going to drop a certain type of item: earth, water, wind, fire, lightning. We have all these different types of items. And then also the loot quality. So as you progress down this, you can see that there are different types of uncommon, rare to elite items, and then the elite epic items. This is an effective way to really start to understand, okay, what gnome should I be targeting, and really give you a good idea of how you can utilize your troops effectively to gain items for your immortals. Now, something else to keep in mind when it comes to resource management is your storage can only protect a certain amount of your items, right? So right now it can protect about 80,000. I don't know why this one's showing 0, that's kind of weird. Right now mine can protect about 80,000 worth. Now, let's hop into the immortal management side of things, because there's a lot of confusion when it comes to immortals. Now, something that I should mention about the immortal management is you don't want to hit that auto strengthen button that you'll find fairly often, because this ultimately ends up wasting all of your green crystals on things like, you know, one unit, right? Where you want to spread this out in between most of your elite units. Now, realistically, I really only spend my time upgrading my elite units to keep them buffed and everything, because my other troops and my other units, Unit 2 and 3, are mainly used for construction. And from what I understand, it doesn't really matter how many troops you have in there or what the immortal level is. It's roughly going to contribute to construction at the same time as all your other units. I like to utilize my green crystals at strengthen 5 times at a time, and I like to make sure that I can do this for every single one of my pieces, because this gives you resonance reached, right? So resonance allows you to gain a little extra bonus once your items reach every 5 levels. So level 5, if all the items for that unit, or for that immortal, excuse me, if all the items for that immortal has reached level 5, you get a nice little extra bonus. So you want to make sure you're doing this across all your immortals. You can see that all mine are roughly going based off of that 5, 10, 15, and so on and so forth. The other thing that you want to get into is dismantling, right? So this is going to happen the alchemy lab here. This is where you can dismantle any items you're not using to gain extra green crystals. So you want to go through here, and really you can just place all in here as well. You want to go there and gain many extra green crystals this way, so you can further improve the important stuff. Now make sure before you go ahead and do that, that you have applied those items to those elite immortals up to the highest level that they can be applied, right? This is going to ensure that you don't dismantle any equipment that is going to be important to you. So if it's applied to an immortal, it's not going to show up in that list of items that you can dismantle. because it is already in use. And last but not least, alliance participation. This is going to be very important as a beginner because contributions, alliance shop, and construction assistance are all many ways that you can further escalate your game and push a little further faster, right? So construction assistance, I highly recommend being in an active alliance. You typically, if you're in a newer server, can get into the top 5 alliances. So I'd go right up to the top and choose one of those alliances that has a lot of the power in the game. This is also going to keep you a lot safer from a bunch of the smaller alliances fighting against each other, and just not nearly as active as those top 5 alliances. So go ahead and try to apply for one of those top 5 alliances. In a lot of cases in the newer servers, you can just hop into those pretty easily. Construction assistance is one of the reasons this is going to help out. You can help with alliance building projects to gain additional rewards and strengthen your construction as well. So you want to make sure you're doing this, and the example of this is hopping into your building area, clicking on upgrade, and then you'll see alliance help. This not only helps you with your buildings, but also helps you with your research. Now it's a little different with research. When you go to research something such as your superhuman speed, then it will pop up with a little assistance button in the top left corner of that research branch, right? So you want to click on that to get your alliance help from that. Now, one last little nugget bonus tip is when you're researching, I typically would recommend speedy construction right off the bat. This is going to help you further level up all that construction. As well as Immortals, having this veteran leveled up right off the bat is going to be very beneficial for you, because this is going to this is going to help your Immortals level up faster by earning extra EXP for those Immortals. So you want to make sure you're definitely researching those right off the bat. And then as you're progressing into the PvP side, it is going to be important to have your troops upgraded. This is also going to give you the benefit of, you know, easily taking out gnomes and things like that as well. Alright, that is pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you have any questions or would like me to cover a topic, go ahead and comment down below and I'll be sure to make a video on that. But yeah, I've been really excited about creating this kind of content. It's been a lot of fun, and I really appreciate all the support. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and I will see you all later.